How's it going, everyone? It is that time of year. The flowers are blooming, the bees are buzzing, and it is swarm season. I have 4 swarm traps out here today. We're gonna bait all these a little bit differently. I have 4 different swarm lures I'm gonna use. I have the Lemongrass Pure Essential Oil, Swarm Commander Spray. I have Swarm Commander Gel, and then I have a Swarm Commander lure that hangs on the inside off one of your frames. But basically, these are my swarm traps. They're either 5 frame or 6 frame. I like to throw a frame of just some old nasty comb in there. And this is a deep frame. You can see all these are a little deeper than the deep frame. And then the rest of these frames, they're basically empty. There's an empty shallow. There's another empty deep. Another empty shallow. I just got them kind of checkerboard in there. Another empty deep. And another old brown wax brood. And I put this bag in there. I got this bag in there because I use this Q-tip for the lemongrass oil. And I put the lemongrass oil on the Q-tip. And then I'll put it right here at the entrance of this swarm trap. And possibly just around here. And then also take, and I like to put some on the top frame. And then some people, they just like to dump the Q-tip down inside the box, but I like to put it inside this bag. So we're gonna go ahead and do that real quick, but I need 2 hands. So we're gonna get set up here. So we got the lemongrass oil. I just like to get that all nice and soaked up. So we're just going to put a little strip there on the top. And on the side there, get a little bit more. Less is sometimes more. Or, how they say that. If you put too much on there, it'll act as a basically the opposite of what you want it to do. And I'm going to take this and stick it in the Ziploc bag. And I'm going to go ahead and scoot those frames back. Put these back in there. So that one's ready to go. It's baited with the lemongrass oil, and I should have probably brought something to mark these, so we're gonna have to rely on this video throughout the year. So remember that the lemongrass oil box, white lid, and the back's broken. So we're gonna set this off to the side, and I'll set these up later because it takes time. I just want to show you guys quickly how I do this. So again, we got a box. Open her up. This one also has 6 frames. You can see a deep, just some nasty old brood comb. Browner, nastier the better. Empty frame. Empty frame. All empty frames. This one's got some junk on her. More drawn comb. Brown, nasty, just old stuff. Smells like bees though. So this one, we're just going to throw these back in there. I just wanted to show you the frames. It's shallow. On this one, we're going to use the Swarm Commander spray. And This one's got instructions on it. It says spray 2 or 3 sprays of Swarm Commander directly on your inner cover or telescoping lid. Also spray twice on your landing board. Repeat weekly or as needed. Okay, now what I like to do, what do I do with my lid? Okay, I sit down there. Personally, I just like to spray once on my lid. I like to put my lid up here like this. And I just like to spray it on my lid because this is some strong stuff. It's no joke. And then I like to spray twice around my entrance here. Just like that. And she's ready to go. And this stuff, whoo, potent stuff right there. That easy. Set this one off to the side. And then same thing. This end's a little bigger. I think this is probably my first swarm trap. This is a empty frame. You can see how much deeper this one is. This is just empty frame. It gives them something to draw on. Empty frame. All these, another shallow. I just kind of got them checkerboard in here. Empty frame. And again, some nasty old brood comb. Some gross stuff. Put these back in there. And we're going to use the Swarm Commander gel on this one. Let's see what the instructions say on this one. It says apply 5 to 10 drops of gel to your bait hive or trap. Reapply as needed. Do not put too much Swarm Commander in your hive. Too much tongue-tied. Too much Swarm Commander can repel bees. So a little of this goes a long ways. Oh, get it in focus. There we go. Swarm Commander gel. So I like to use this stuff. I just go about 1 inch long on my top bar here of the gel. Let's see if it's coming out. Oh, bring it in a little closer here so you can see this gel. It's a lot different than the spray. So there's the gel right there on the top. That's probably 1.5 inches long, a little more than I wanted to, and then I'll do the same right here at the entrance. Just a little bit, and probably 1 inch long there. Those are 2-inch holes there. Get you set back up. And that one is ready to go. The Swarm Commander gel. Make sure to get this all over my hands. Oh, my bees love me when I get home. Alright, so this one we're going to have to remember has the really long back side. It has the gel. And the gel I've used before, and actually caught a swarm in my own yard. I was just playing around with it and put it on a Scion, and like the next day or two, had a swarm in the Scion. So anyway, all right, and this last one is the lure. Just hangs on the inside of your top bar, I guess. First, let's go over what I got going on inside here. Same thing as all the other ones. Some old comb. Old nasty comb. The browner and the older the better. And to be honest, this old comb is probably the best swarm lure you could probably find. So if you know a beekeeper or something, maybe they can spare you a couple frames of some old comb. That's how I started. I was in a bee club. You can see how much deeper that is. And the lady running it was nice enough to lend me a few frames of old brood comb from her hive. I have more drawn comb in here than I actually like, but that's okay. Let's see, there's some old, there's nothing there. Throw that in the back. Along on this side, so along. Hang the swarm lure from the short frame. There's info again, swarmcommander.com, or also the Blythewood Company, or the Blythewood Bee Company. I have an affiliate link I'll leave down in the description in the comments if you want to check them out. It doesn't smell as strong as the other stuff, but this one I actually got from, I can't remember if it was Maxon or Dan did or somewhere. It was Dan, or the Blythewood Bee Company. It was actually sold out of these at the time, so. But we're going to give her a go. I guess I'll just hang her in there like that, huh? Maybe closer to the side. Huh? Thumbnail. All right, put her in there like that. And these 4 swarm traps are ready to be set up. Had to come out to the farm because, as I said, last year I was playing with that swarm lure, the gel, and my bees decided to swarm the next day or a few days after, but not saying that's why, but what a coincidence, huh? And as far as setting up, I'm out here along a tree line. I see a little tree right here. I'm just going to hang one right there low to the ground. Anywhere 3 feet off the ground to 8 feet off the ground. Anywhere you're comfortable. You don't want to fall hanging these things up, because taking them down is going to be a little different. They're going to be a little heavier if they're full of bees. So you don't want to break your neck or break your back or anything. So I also have a old house right here, old abandoned house. I'm going to hang one up on, and hopefully we have a good swarm season. So stay tuned and we'll see how this goes. Thanks for watching.